Hello, I'm Janet Hutchings, the editor of Ellery Queen's Mystery Magazine. Last year, when the pandemic necessitated our presenting our annual Readers' Awards in a virtual ceremony instead of in person, I and our publisher Peter Kanter and Linda Landrigan, the editor of Alfred Hitchcock's Mystery Magazine, and our managing editor Jackie Sherbow, all expected to see everyone in person when the next awards rolled around. We had no real idea then of what the year ahead was going to hold for us. Before we close the ceremony, we're going to spend a few minutes remembering contributors to and friends of the magazines whom we've lost over the past year, several but not all due to COVID. In our sorrow for those we've lost, however, we don't want to lose sight of the celebratory reason we meet this year. The Edgar Allan Poe Awards, which will be presented on April 29th in a virtual ceremony, and the EQMM Readers' Award are meant to celebrate artistic achievement, specifically good storytelling. It's my belief that good storytelling is one of the things that's gotten us through this pandemic, and certainly some of the comments that we received on this year's Readers' Award ballots bear that out. With millions of vaccinations currently being administered every day, I feel pretty confident in saying that we will see you in person in 2022. For now, though, please follow along with us on this virtual tribute to our many talented authors and to the wider mystery community that we're all so lucky to belong to. First, here's Linda Landrigan, editor of Alfred Hitchcock's Mystery Magazine. She'll be followed by our publisher, Peter Kanter.
Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning in to our virtual cocktail party. When we did this event last year, we certainly didn't expect to have to do more than one event like this. And I do have to say, I am disappointed not to have a chance to chat with you at our cocktail party, or at the Edgar Awards banquet, or at the Malice Domestic Convention this spring. I know for many people it's been a hard year, but for those of you tuning in, I hope that you're well, and I hope to see you next year. But for all the challenges, Alfred Hitchcock's Mystery Magazines and its authors do have a few things to celebrate this year. Congratulations first to Joseph Walker. His story, Edda at the End of the World, is an Edgar nominee for Best Short Story and a Derringer nominee for Best Long Story. Congratulations also to Art Taylor. His story, The Boy Detective in the Summer of '74, is also a double nominee for an Agatha Award for Best Short Story and a Derringer for Best Novelette. Two other authors are also shortlisted for Derringers, Robert Mongeau for his story, Lord Spare the Bottom Feeders, and Jeff Cohen for his story, The Case of the Befuddled Judge. Best of luck to all, and thank you for the chance to publish these terrific stories. And finally, kudos to our Black Orchid Novella Award winner, Tom Larson. His winning story appears in our July-August issue, which we just sent to press this week. Congratulations to all the nominees, to the EQMM Readers' Award winners, and to Charlene Harris and Jeffrey Deaver for your Grand Master Awards. And a special thanks to all our readers and our writers. It's a pleasure and a privilege to have your support for AHMM. I hope to see you next year.
Hello, everybody. I was hoping to have occasion this month to put on a suit and tie, take the train into New York City, and be inspired and stimulated by our terrific community of writers, agents, and friends of our magazines. I've been waiting a year to have a conversation and a beer with you. COVID has dashed many of our hopes, but it has also made our magazines that much more valuable to our readers, bringing them much-needed distraction and entertainment. Thank you to our authors who bring such distinction to our magazines, and congratulations to our Reader Award winners this year, and to our two wonderful authors who have been nominated for Edgar Awards, one from Queen, one from Hitchcock. Maybe in this strange year of COVID, both of you will win. Congratulations and good luck.
Before we give the Readers' Awards, I'd like to echo Linda's congratulations to the two 2021 Edgar nominees from the Dell Mystery Magazines, Leslie Ellman and Joseph S. Walker. They're both short story specialists, at least at this point in their careers, rather than novelists who occasionally write a short story, and it's from that group of writers whose first love is the short story that so many of our strongest voices in the magazines have come over the years. I wish you both, Leslie and Joe, the best of luck tomorrow night at the virtual Edgars. This is a very special Edgars for the Dell Mystery Magazines for another reason as well. As Linda said, Charlene Harris and Jeffrey Deaver will both be named Grand Masters of the Mystery Writers of America tomorrow, the highest honor that organization bestows. Both these authors are frequent contributors to our magazines. Congratulations, Charlene and Jeff. If only we could applaud this honor with you in person. And now for the Readers' Awards. After I introduce each author, our managing editor, Jackie Sherbow, will present the awards. All three of this year's Readers' Award winners are also short story specialists, although Gregory Fallis is a novelist who only recently turned his attention to the short story. Greg's story Terrible Ideas from the September-October 2020 EQMM is a suspense tale involving a lawyer whose guilty pleasure is romantic comedies. In A Tale for Our Times, he teams up with a female private eye on a case that appears to involve racial profiling and police injustice. Congratulations, Greg, on a captivating story that has taken third place this year. Second place this year goes to John M. Floyd, who may be the most prolific living crime short story writer of all, his work having appeared in more than 300 publications. He's been nominated for the Edgar and is the recipient of the Edward D. Hoke Memorial Golden Derringer for Lifetime Achievement, and now he can add a Reader's Award scroll to his honors for his edge-of-your-seat thriller Crow's Nest, which appeared in the January-February 2020 issue of EQMM. Congratulations, John, on a story that really got our hearts pumping. Taking first place for the 2020 Readers' Award is the satirical Dear Emily Etiquette by Barb Goffman from the September-October 2020 EQMM. A winner of the Agatha, Macavity, and Silver Falchion Awards for her fiction, Barb has also been a nominee for National Crime Fiction Awards an incredible 30 times. One of those nominated tales was her first story for EQMM, Bug Appetit, which was up for an Agatha Award in 2018. Congratulations, Barb, on a thoroughly entertaining Reader's Award-winning story full of sharp observations about contemporary life and with a clever twist to boot.
Hi everyone, I'm Jackie Sherbow, Managing Editor of the Dell Mystery Magazines, and I'm here to present the EQMM Readers Awards. In third place, congratulations to Gregory Fallis, who has won for his story, Terrible Ideas.
I got an email from Janet Hutchings a while back telling me that I'd won a Readers Award, and it left me gobsmacked. You write things and you hope that people will enjoy them, that people will read them, and that people like Janet will write you a check for them. But you never really know. And to get a Reader's Award is, well, it's special. It means that real, living, actual people read your work, appreciated it, and appreciated it enough to go to the effort to vote for you. That is astonishing. And I can't tell you how very much I appreciate it. I want to thank Janet and all the people at Ellery Queen for being supportive, but I really want to thank everybody who voted for the story. I thank you ever so much. I don't know what else to say. That's just wonderful. Thank you.
In second place, congratulations to John M. Floyd, who has won for his story, Crow's Nest.
Hey everybody, I'm John Floyd coming to you from Mississippi, where thank goodness spring has finally sprung. I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank Janet Hutchings and Jackie Sherbow for all the great things the two of you do at Ellery Queen's Mystery Magazine, and also to thank the EQMM readers for choosing my story, Crow's Nest, as number 2 in this year's Ellery Queen Readers Poll. I'm especially glad you liked it because it was one of those stories that was just great fun to write. I also want to congratulate the other 2 winners of the Readers Award this year, Gregory Fallis, who placed 3rd, and my dear friend Barb Goffman for winning 1st place. Congratulations, Barb, you deserve it, and I couldn't be happier for you. Again, many thanks to all of you, Janet, Jackie, all the readers and voters for this great honor. I am still surprised and thrilled and truly grateful. I hope next year things will be such that we might be able to gather in New York again for this kind of celebration instead of on video. Meanwhile, everyone take care and keep reading.
In first place, congratulations to Barb Goffman, who has won for her story, Dear Emily Etiquette.
Hi, I'm absolutely delighted to be here today to thank you, all of you, for sharing in this honor with me, watching this video so I can accept this year's Ellery Queen Mystery Magazine's Readers Award for my story, Dear Emily Etiquette. Thank you to Janet Hutchings for choosing to publish my story. Thank you to Jackie Sherbow for your help behind the scenes. Thank you to all the people who work behind the scenes at Ellery Queen Mystery Magazine who I don't know, whom I had hoped to meet this year at the Readers Award event, but COVID. So thank you to all the readers who read my story or maybe who heard me read it on the podcast and who enjoyed it enough to put it on your ballot. Writers write to be read, at least I do, and knowing that I thought something was funny and it came from here and through my fingers onto the page and you guys read it and you apparently said, yes, that works for me. Well, God, that works for me. Thank you. Thank you to all the great writers out there whom I learn from every time I turn the page. Thank you to everyone who I have ever been in a class with or a critique group with, because you have all taught me something. And that's so important because there's always something new to learn. This is such a huge honor. I don't even know how to express what a huge honor it is. I submitted to Ellery Queen for so many years before I was accepted. And they published so many great stories last year that for my story to have risen to the top like this, it is understatement to say it's a big honor, and I am appreciative. One last thing I'd like to say before I stop taking up so much of your time is to talk about the importance of tenacity. As I said, I submitted to Ellery Queen for a number of years before Janet took my first story. Success is not a straight line. So for everyone out there who's been working on your craft, maybe you've been submitting and you haven't gotten in, or maybe you've gotten into Ellery Queen, but you haven't gotten into Alfred Hitchcock, or maybe you haven't gotten in anywhere, or you've gotten into some anthologies, but not others. Again, success is not a straight line. So keep working on your craft and don't let rejections get you down. Just keep plugging away. Keep writing, keep improving, and expect the ups and downs, and hopefully one day you will have an up like I am having right now. I wish that for you, for all of you. And thank you very much again.
Thank you, Greg, John, and Barb, for trusting EQMM with your fantastic stories, and thank you to everyone who weighed in on this year's Readers Award poll. Since Janet and Linda recorded their segments for this video, we have learned that there are more accolades in order. On the shortlist for the Crime Writers of Canada Awards are Twist Phelan for the story Used to Be in EQMM, Sandra Rennick for the story Killer Business, and Sarah Weinman for the story Limited Liability AHMM. The winner will be announced by the Crime Writers of Canada on May 27th. We also want to congratulate Steve Hawkinsmith, who has been nominated for an International Thriller Award for his story The Death and Carnage Boy in EQMM. The winner will be announced by the International Thriller Writers on July 10th. Recording this has been an interesting way to reflect on what we've all been through this year, individually and collectively. I join Janet, Linda, and Peter in hoping that we'll be able to meet together in person soon. In the meantime, I'd like to thank you all for your kindness over the last year as we all process our struggles with the virus and the grief for those lost. I'm so lucky to be a part of this community. Thank you and take care.
Before we conclude the awards segment of our presentation, I want to add to Linda's congratulations to the Dell Mystery Magazine's writers who are nominated for this year's Agatha Awards. Barb Goffman again for Dear Emily Etiquette, and Art Taylor for his AHMM story The Boy Detective and the Summer of '74. I also want to give a shout out to all of this year's Derringer nominees from EQMM: Jacqueline Freemore, Joseph S. Walker, Stacy Woodson, G.M. Mallier, and Matthew Wilson. And now we want to take a few moments to remember some of the friends and contributors to the magazines whom we've lost since our last awards presentation a year ago. Paul D. Marks was one of last year's Readers' Award winners and someone who always wrote from the heart, even when he was writing the darkest noir. We have one more story from Paul coming up, probably in 2022. MWA Grandmaster Margaret Maron, an author who got her start in AHMM and frequently contributed to EQMM, was an Edgar-winning novelist and the winner of Agatha and McCavity Awards for her short stories. Another MWA Grandmaster, William Link, got his start in EQMM as a teenager with a story co-authored with his longtime writing partner, Richard Levinson. The two went on to create TV shows such as Columbo, and Bill continued to write for the magazines until a year or two ago. Parnell Hull was the Edgar-nominated author of more than 50 mystery novels, and he was unquestionably one of the wittiest writers in the field. A former actor and a songwriter, he'll be remembered not only for his books and short stories, but for his comic songs performed at mystery fiction conventions. John Lutz was an Edgar Award-winning short story writer and a celebrated novelist whose books were made into the movies The X and Single White Female. Angela Zeman was a short story writer whose work appeared in many periodicals and anthologies, including Best American Mystery Stories. Rubem Fonseca was one of Brazil's most important writers. His work was translated and published in EQMM's Passport to Crime department several times. We've included these writers in particular, although the mystery community has lost a number of other important writers over the past year, whom we're sure will be memorialized tomorrow at the Edgars, because these writers were mainstays of our magazines, and because those of you who've attended our in-person parties over the years may well have met some or all of them, as most of them attended at one time or another. Let's raise a glass now in memory of them all. Next year, when we toast, we hope it will be only in celebration, and that Dell Magazines will be pouring the wine for all of you. Thanks for being with us, and keep safe.